Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining in and being a part of this evening. Today is going to be a very exciting one, in fact. But before we start, let me, on behalf of TCS iON, I, Jyoti Joshi, welcome you to our Jobinar today, which is from passion to profession, which is primarily exploring career uh, growth in digital design and animation. In fact, I'm very excited to explore this dynamic world of media and entertainment with you all. But first of all, many of you must be who got the invite. Many of you who would have attended some of the other Jobinars that are there, but some of you are new and are attending for the first time. So you must be wondering, what is this Jobinar? For all the people who've joined in for the first time and revision for the ones who have joined the multiple times, it is basically a program with which we bring or we reach out to you all and give you a perspective, a 360-degree understanding of view of what's happening in the industry, what's happening in the job world. Why have we named it Jobinar? Of course, because it's a webinar with the intent to give you or get you more job opportunities in your key streams that are there. So for everyone, every second and fourth Thursday of the month, we hold such Jobinars, and through this, we hope to keep on adding value and bring something substantial in your search for bright and rewarding career. Moving on to today's job, which is there. So for all of us, we know in today's rapidly evolving world of emerging technologies, it's crucial for students to acquire in-demand skills and basically stay ahead of the curve in the job market. Whether you're a student aspiring to enter the world of media and entertainment, or you are a professional looking to enhance your skill. In today's discussion, we will provide you valuable insights in this particular dynamic field, which is basically graphic design and motion graphics. Now, these are two things which are in the heart of the media and entertainment industry. These fields are essential for creating all the visual elements that actually captivate the audience when we talk about it, and it properly conveys a very powerful message that's there. So whether it's from movie posters or TV shows or intros to digital advertising, social media content, the impact of good design is felt everywhere. So when in today's Jobina, we'll explore how the industries has a diverse opportunity from content creation and digital designing to emerging technologies like AI and VR, and how are they shaping the future of work. We'll also discover how managing these emerging technologies or IT and design technologies are enhancing you as a student, your job prospects, and how this program or some of the programs that we're going to talk about can benefit your career growth and open up new opportunities. So join us today to understand how the media and entertainment industry can be a powerful catalyst in your career growth. And this particular session needed some very special people to come and talk to the audience today. So I'm very pleased to introduce our special panel for today. Let's welcome Mr. Prashant and Mr. Vinod to the session today. Uh, Hi, just to give a brief introduction, Mr. Prashant Halika he is the education and public sector lead for South India and Sri Lanka for Adobe India. He is the driving force behind the Adobe India's education and public sector vertical for South India as well as Sri Lanka. In fact, in his role, he spearheads initiatives aimed at providing innovative solutions tailored to the needs of primarily educators and government department. With a key focus on transforming and upskilling, Prashant is committed to delivering creative and engaging experiences which empower individuals. In fact, with nearly about 15 years of experience, he's a seasoned expert in digital and cloud technologies. He's a leading advocate for Adobe's comprehensive solution stack for digital media. So he brings a wealth of knowledge and passion for developing practical and sustainable solutions designed for dynamic landscape, which is there in today's education system. Through his leadership, Prashant has been instrumental in driving impactful change and fostering the culture of creativity, or rather innovation within the sector. So welcome, Prashant, once again.
Thank you,
Uh,
Jyoti. Thank you for
Great.
a long introduction, though. Thank you.
I think this is only a sum up of what you have always been doing. But let me move on also to our next panelist today, Vinod. Vinod is a highly experienced professional in the field of 3D animation and visual effects. In fact, he brings forward, he's accumulated over about 24 years of experience, where he began working with as a 3D generalist at Silicon Meadows, and he's extensively used the alias power animator that is there, and throughout his career he's collaborated with numerous renowned studios in India and contributed to, whether it's commercial music albums, Bollywood movies, you say it, and he's been a part of it. In fact, he's been passionate in mentoring and leading the currently his work of lecturer. He was a part of the SAE Australia, where he worked as a lecturer in animation and visual effects. So, whether it is the NIFT, which is Institute of Fashion Designing, SIAS University in China, or as an adjunct faculty member at IDC, IIT Mumbai, Vinod has been a part of all the ecosystem contributing to the education in this field. Today, as of today, Vinod serves as the Vice President of Learning and Academics at Toons Animation Studio in Technopark in Trivandrum. So thank you, Vinod, and very warm welcome for joining us today.
Thank you, Jyoti, for the introduction. Thank you once again.
Great. We understand as media and entertainment as a very vast industry. You can see from whether it's a host to, OTT to an animation. So let's ask the experts now. So I go to you first, Prashant. How has the media and entertainment industry evolved in these recent years? And I am primarily looking at from the point of view, how has it impacted on the job market at large?
Okay. Thank you, Jyoti, and hello, everyone. Looks like the audience is quite engaging, quite knowledgeable, though. So I'm like a bit fearful, but anyhow. So thank you, everyone. A very warm welcome and a good evening. Uh, from an industry per se, the boom of the phones and the internet had come in, right? People have seen a lot of technologies, like Uber took roughly 58 months to reach 100 million users. Google Translator took roughly 32 months. ChatGPT just took 2 months to reach, sorry, 2 days to reach 100 million users, right? So today the power is in the hands of Gen Z. So with this digital revolution, we call it as a digital kranti or Amrit Kal, whatever we call it. As our honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji spoke on the last Independence Day, the role of creativity in shaping India. Today, whatever we do, with an advancement of AR, VR, VFX, everything going digital, the smallest village and the rural women entrepreneurs are also posting their products, going digital, doing digital marketing, and ensure that earning their livelihood. That was not possible probably, just 10, 20 years ago, right? So with an infrastructure availability, this is growing more and more and more, right? Just to give you a couple of facts here, in India alone, last year, there are more than 100 crores games got downloaded on the phones. And then there are 35 crore active gamers. What does that mean? That means there is a huge opportunity around these fields. Number one, it's not only gaming, everything is interconnected. Number one. Number two, we do not need to look to China or US or any other European countries from a job or a growth per se. The action is happening right here in India, right? So be watchful in terms of how you want to really upskill. Now, in terms of an impact and the skill. Now, impact and the skill is again super crucial. Now, the world is changing with an advancement of AI quite rapidly. Now, with this, the tools, the technology, the creativity is also slowly dying, right? The traditional ways. So my request to all the students out here is that ensure that you learn the skills of creativity. I think we were speaking some time ago that creativity is the second most in demand skill today, and it is also going to be the second most in demand skill till 2030 and beyond, as per World Economic Forum, Bloomberg, and all other large entities. And that also came out in the portals like LinkedIn survey, where they did a survey saying that 52% of the jobs today, doesn't matter, you are an accountant, you are an engineer, you are an HR guy, you can be an animator, you can be a hardcore graphic designer, the creativity is the most essential part. So to the audience here, if you feel that creativity is probably not my cup of tea or it's a full-fledged career altogether, the answer is no. Yes, it can be, and there is a huge potential. India is going to be 37 odd billion-dollar industry by 2030, or probably much before that, right? But then creativity also will help you in terms of growing your respective careers. Whether you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a freelancer, you want to get into a formal jobs, this is the core skill probably you all need. It comes by practice, it comes by right guidance, right? It comes by your interest as well. So if you feel that you're just going to do a specific course and then probably be creative, answer will be probably 50% yes, 50% no. It's up to you as an individual in terms of how much you actually get involved in it, how much you marry creativity, right? You start visiting, let's say, old sculptures, start visiting a lot of art galleries, and so on and so forth. So, or you are a movie buff, no problem. Movie is one of the most creative industry probably India has got, right? So, this is where the job impact is going to be. Everywhere there is a role of creativity. Everywhere there is going to be a digital kranti where you will need more and more knowledge, skills, and also an hands-on working on the tools and technology for everyone, not only for a section of students. Yeah. Over to you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Very well put across. I mean, it's for no other reason that they call media and entertainment industry as the sunrise industry. It's going to have its uses across all other industries. In fact, I wanted to understand because this is one industry like on the footsteps of IT, which has really created a global impact for Indians or for India per se. But I also wanted to understand how does this, industry's global reach create some opportunities for, say, freshers? Like, because we have a lot of people who are, wanting to understand that. So if you could just help us with that bit.
Sure. I think when I was growing up, guys here, I used to watch a lot of these music shows on Doordarshan. Those days there was only Doordarshan though, or on the radios. And they used to say that music has no boundaries, right?
Yeah,
And then let's say in India and Pakistan's musician, they used to do the jamming together. In the real, in the present world, in the Gen Z, we call jamming.
right.
We call it as a cultural integration,
Yes.
right? So I will just speak your language. Now the jamming is happening at global level in the design, right?
Fantastic.
Music, probably you might still have a small barrier on the language, but not design.
Mm-hmm.
We can understand. So how
Right.
you can be an internationally aesthetics is the key. Now, sitting here at your home, sitting in an office, anywhere, like as you rightly said, Jyoti, the ITES industry is going through a massive reshape. And the AVGC industry is growing at 10 to 12% of the graph. Just for the audience, AVGC is animation, video, gaming, and comics. It's growing 10 to 12%, which is double than the GDP of India. That means there is a huge potential here. The international studios, international collaborators are investing in India. Most of the Hollywood movies work today happens in Bangalore, just FYI, from an
Yes.
animation or the final touch up per se, right? So the companies, the large studios, the large organizations, they started coming to India, from the talent per se. But it's not only the talent, it's the networking opportunity which the professionals do worldwide. It's the skill development where our students are more impressive and aggressive. I must say that, like, There are 400, 500 students today who really want to build their career. Kudos to you guys, right? Because you are interested, the companies are coming here. Because you are upskilling yourself, the companies are coming here. Because if there is no talent pool available, no resources, and companies will come here and invest. Absolutely, it's a straight phenomena. There is no logic required. Cultural exchange is super crucial. It's not only that you learn the culture of a specific state or a country. Recently, I have just gone through, or the Egyptian team came to India, and there was a cultural exchange around design per se between Egypt and India. These things are happening. And let me
Right.
tell you, it's like India and US doing a joint war exercise in the Mediterranean Sea.
Ah, okay, okay,
These things
right.
are happening real in the design world. Okay. So students, stay tuned. You will be able to build a lot of bridges across the world. You can go beyond boundaries, build your career, live in any country, and make a living. It is that insightful. It is that interesting. Yeah, I think this is what it says all about, right? Thank you, Jyoti.
Fantastic, fantastic. Before I come to you, Vinod, I have one more thing to, we just were talking about the jobs or the kind of, job roles that are there in the industry. And we saw, a slide that was there. Do you want to go revisit the slide and just share some of the
Probably
places
you
where?
can just put it across and highlight a couple of more points before
Sure,
I hand
sure,
it over to
sure.
my friend from here.
Um,
Yeah,
can I request the slide to be put up because it's gonna benefit the students who are attending to get a insight.
absolutely right. Because a lot of people or a lot of students will have this idea in terms of, okay, graphic designing, motion graphic is fine. Where do I fit in? What industry? Is the animation
Yes,
only industry?
yes,
Is the
absolutely.
graphic design only industry? The answer is no. Every organization today need the graphic designers, need the motion designers, need the
Uh,
creative people. You can see it here. Like we have seen a lot of responses coming from in branding advertising per se, right? But then apparel fashion, 3D fashion is in huge demand.
yes.
Footwear, a massive 3D designing happening and the creativity happening around footwear, right? I bought some shoes which I have never bought in my life, which is with so much vibrant colors. I don't let me explore. Yeah, and wife said, "ये क्या उठा के आए हो?" Automotive. You have seen the most beautifully designed car hitting Indian market in last
Ah,
1 or 2 years.
yes,
We have never gone out from a typical square or round shaped car throughout our life in 70, 75 years. Look at the coupe hitting the markets today. Like
yes,
Tata launched the first coupe of India, right?
right.
So so look at that architecture. Again, India is known for an architecture marvel for thousands of years. The temples, the mosques, the palaces, and so on and so forth. Everywhere, the creativity, the designing plays a crucial role, no matter which company you go through. Yeah, with this
Absolutely.
overview. Jyoti. So be mindful and ensure that you are not specific to something, but do what you like. And these are like the baseline courses, and then you can further specialize into it.
Absolutely. So I think very well put across here. Again, like you said, designing is or creativity is the core in every aspect, whether it is in hardcore manufacturing industry or service industry, or for that matter, allied industries. Even when you look at even the small and medium, enterprises that are there, they also are looking for now that edge that comes in with designing. And I think that's going to be the game changer for people who want to get into this field. So thank you so much. In fact, I'll go to Vinod again now to, get a little bit more of understanding, especially for all the fresh graduates who are stepping into this AVGC sector. What are some of those most exciting roles, which offer rapid career growth? Because today's children are looking for what, can give them a jump. And especially here, I'd like you to, help us with understanding what are some of these skills that are required to get these roles. Over to you, Vinod.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. I'm audible, right? Am I
Yes,
audible?
absolutely. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Okay. So here, any creative career aspirant, like I have seen a lot of youngsters over these who approach me. I've seen many of them come approach me because they already have some flair for creativity. And now creativity is one very generic term. A lot of people believe creativity means drawing. The first thing what comes to mind is drawing and painting. I think I'm correct, right? So even at school level, teachers rate kids based on their creative skill means it's drawing and painting.
Right.
So apart from that, students or youngsters who like, see, I have seen, say for example, I have seen youngsters who does fantastic artwork only with paper cutouts. They make collages. They do a lot of signage designs for school competition and all without any formal education. They have good understanding of color components, color harmony, color composition, then overall framing of the creative elements. And drawing always will be an added advantage. Then in the new gen, we are talking about uh, the Z gen and the category youngsters whom we are addressing. The 2000 kids after 2000, born after
Gen
2000,
Z, Gen Z.
they have, yeah,
Yes.
gen, yeah, they have, they had the privilege of, like, one thing is digital. They have the digital cameras, mobile phone
True.
with cameras. A lot of youngsters do photography. So photography is one skill which can really be connected to graphic design. Yeah, because it goes in tandem. Because without photographs, no designs like come up. Like nothing is unique. So you need to have good understanding of photography, lighting, shading. So a few years back, it was difficult. We need to have a professional camera to explore these things when it comes to photography. So whereas now with a mobile phone, a youngster is able to capture various modes and shades throughout the day. Then they enjoy. Many youngsters who had approached me or whom I've seen, they all have good photographs in their Instagram or other Facebook or Pinterest portfolios. They add a lot of photographs. So these are the basic skills. What I felt. Now drawing is not, drawing will be an added advantage, but a passion for a good understanding of color, passion for creativity, then understanding font. Some
Yes.
students, even without formal education, they write the calligraphy. People who do calligraphy or there's no formal education. Calligraphy, a lot of students learn during school days and some small short-term programs. So they do well in graphic design. So understanding of fonts, color harmony, composition, so visual, the layout. There are many a lot of things to look at. So that's what a youngster who is aspirant, a creative aspirant need to have. Then what was the second part of it? One was the creative requirements, right?
Yes. No, no. The other part is first is what are those job roles, and the second is what are the skills that are there required.
Okay. Now, these are the skills required because someone who takes up this program, this is not like learning physics and chemistry. It's very interesting. There is no theory. It's more of practical oriented session. So that is one thing. That's why I explained about the first part. What is creativity? Then, when it comes to job roles, graphic designers are required like almost in every industry. Every industry. I was surprised to see an Instagram ad yesterday. There was a graphic designer requirement for a biscuit company to design cookies.
Ah.
We never thought of, yeah, I have a snapshot of a screenshot of it. I can, so
I think
that's something. So,
sorry, but I think that's how we understand the good day has a smiley.
Yeah. And that
yes,
is
yes,
how I
yes.
used to keep
Yes.
my children busy.
Yeah, yeah. So even eat food products and all will be more tempting with good design, good rather than having very like the mundane the one we are seeing. No, the cookie biscuits are all round in shape or slightly oval. But now there's a lot of attention given to all these things. Now packaging is one industry. Without good packaging, no product is being sold. And there's a lot of products are sold because of the packaging, the package design. Then another area, Prashant did focus on that. Did talk about sports and all, but apparel designing is like really big. Sportswear and apparel designing. Then lifestyle accessory design, which again Prashant touched upon. Lifestyle accessory covers like not only shoes, watches, belts, bags, and even I wouldn't say fashion designing, but then within fashion designing, the logos or whatever patterns which comes within the garment. That's again graphic designer's job. Then presentation designer. The place where I work, the southern part of Kerala, we have a company called McKinsey, which they have a division called Visual Graphics. More than 1,200 people work on creating presentation, and they all use graphic designing and PowerPoint to create visually appealing presentation. Then brand identity designers are much required in the advertisement field. Then designers are used in much required in the gaming industry, film industry. In the gaming industry, all the infographics you find in between the games and the title, intro title, and all those things are done using by the graphic designer. Then we also have movie posters. It's a big industry in Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and all. Movie poster designing is big. For designing a good movie poster, it comes, see, because a friend of mine is a director. I've seen him paying over 75 to 1 lakh for one poster.
Wow.
That'll be just for one poster, which is probably a 3 to 4 days task. So there are various area. Like then another segment is edtech segment, education content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Then video editing,
Right.
color grading, and the content for the OTT platform, content for YouTube. So it's endless. The designer's job is endless. You have, and I've seen opportunities and options coming every day. New options coming. Yesterday I saw this biscuit. I never thought of a biscuit designer. Means I never thought of the job role there, but yesterday I happened to see that. So it's very vast, and
Fantastic.
even IT companies have started having designers mandatory to keep designers for their UX UI designs. All the user interface and user experience is done by a digital designer. And what else? Product design. Product. So when it comes to learning, it's about learning, understanding the design process, then uh, going to the next level where you specialize in one of these areas, like either advertisement or poster designing or communication designing, tech content, then layouts, then UX UI design. So lifestyle luxury design. There are many areas to look at.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I
Design
get that. I get that. I think it's very interesting what you said, Vinod, here, because I see at the core of it is, of course, creativity, but creativity can
yeah.
have multiple, how would I say, manifestations across, whether it's a
Yes,
service or
correct.
a product or it is.
I think we are reading all the questions. Audience, this webinar is for 1 hour. So just stay tuned and we are going to address most of your queries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please keep on adding your queries here.
Let me take a few questions at this point, Jyoti.
Yes.
There's a question from Pujari Siri. How to start our animation journey as a beginner? And there's a similar question from Srinath G as well. He says that I'm a fresher and I want to learn digital design and animation. How do I approach it?
Okay. So fantastic. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to be discussing with you, some of the options that you can take up for learning. But one of the things that I in fact, seek the panelists to understand, for all the audience, today we have a dime a dozen courses which are there free on the YouTube. Is that a good place to start?
YouTube, it's a good medium. I have seen a lot of youngsters acquiring rudimentary skills only using the YouTube medium. But what they lack is creative. See, the most important thing is aligning yourself to a creative thought process. So creative thinking is something which need to be taught or inculcated at the very early stage, because learning the tools would be much easy. So a lot of YouTube channels and YouTube videos and all focus on learning the tools, software tools. Please remember that more than the importance would be more than the tool, it's more important to understand creative thinking, understand the process of creative thinking, and understand it's again a problem solving. When a client approaches us with design uh, like it's a requirement, we need to think creatively. So that's the most important thing. Then I have seen youngsters who have acquired skills like basic design theory, color theory, and all from YouTube channel. But those are all very rudimentary. You
Mhm.
need to get. It's more than teaching. I would say you need to get mentored. This is not physics and chemistry, where someone can just read or write down on a board and say you need to go through this topic or read out. Here you need to have a very passionate mentor who will understand your inherent creative skills and make sure that gets aligned with the design process.
Fantastic. I think that really makes sense. That really
Yeah.
makes sense. In fact, Prashant, I want to ask you another question. While it was talking about that, that got me thinking. What are some of the current trends which are there in, say, graphic designing, motion graphics that are there that a student should be aware of? Or rather, let me put it this way: what are the trends that will help the career path of the some of students? What can the students consider while doing this?
Yeah. First and foremost, as I just spoke in the beginning, the AI powered design. This is catching up massively. Uh, Anything, whether it's a graphic design or a motion designing, the AI powered design are one of the key elements where you do need to be creative still in thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
People talk about prompt engineering, but it's not about writing the long essays. It's about how you are able to put your thoughts into a specific prompt.
Uh-huh.
Now, the second question, whether the AI is going to replace a job of a creator, the answer is no. Absolutely no.
Fantastic.
Right? AI is going to help you like a co-pilot to achieve your dreams and the creativity much faster. The initial thinking process is yours, like stage one, stage two. AI comes into the play between stage three to stage six or stage seven. The final touch on the design, on the motion graphics is done by the human brains and all. Human brain is 20 times more powerful than AI. Understand, guys? Everybody here, AI is created by us. Okay, number one. Number two, if you can see on the left hand side, the 3D. The 3D is catching up quite a lot. With
Mm-hmm.
an advancement of AR, VR, gamings, everything, 3D is catching up quite a lot. Like we not just spoke about, designing in the fashion and apparel. I'm sure a lot of you would have also gone to, let's say, the sites of, let's say, Lenscut, on Amazon shopping. Now, whenever you take your photo and whenever any product comes, actually products gives you a 360-degree view, how it fits on you and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Now the world,
All right.
because the affordability of the devices, world is going to next level, where they want to experience in the virtual world how their home will be, how the factory will be. So the factory designings, factory automations, lot of these things are coming in 3D. I can take a walk to the full plant of any large Indian MNCs, let's say how the current production is being done completely in the virtual environment, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
power. And that's how the trainings are also happening on the shop floor, by the way, just for the
Right.
larger audience.
Wow.
And there was a culture of minimalism. We are moving from minimalism to maximalism. The more designs, the more clutter, glass effects, the fluid effects, right? That is catching up quite a lot. Most importantly, again, I'm coming. Like I said, that the design has no boundaries. The diversity and inclusion is the key. Whenever you design a product, whenever you design thinking, always think back of your mind how a handicapped person, how somebody, who has a different disabilities will be able to, or gender neutral, or not being too much of a racist. The ethics and the diversity, inclusivity is the core when you actually do the designing, right? It should not hurt the sentiments of other people.
Makes
Motion
sense.
graphics again more or less the same thing. The abstract designs is catching up a lot. Holographics, amazing catching up. You would have also seen now people might be thinking, what is this kinetic typography? So there are animated text that captures the attention and enhances the storytelling whenever you are watching a movie or watching an advertisement. That's a kinetic typography, right? So in an advertising also, there are motion graphic times which is catching up. And then on the right hand side, you can see a lot of career paths, which probably if people have the skills in terms of what are the different career paths which you can pursue. Now I will just pick up a couple of more questions. Sorry, I think we are short on time. Somebody asked me saying that, you know how do I access the creativity, because creative tools are not very easily available in the education institutions. Uh, my thing is, when we talk about ethics, also ensure that you have to be slightly genuine. So we'll take up those questions and the topics, but do reach out to your respective university, and we are going to share some email IDs, and then you can write us back, or you can ask a respective education institution to reach out to the team here, and then they can have a strategic alignment with you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Great. I think Prashant, if I think I was born in the wrong century. I should have been born now with so many, options, so many, avenues for me to be or express my creativity. There's a niche for everyone. My vocabulary is great. I can become, I can get something to do. I'm very good at my hand-eye coordination. I can do something. I'm very good at designing, thinking something. I can do something. I'm very good at selling something visually. I can do something. I think that's a great place to be in today. Uh, Fantastic. That's really, really nice. In fact, Vinod, I have something more to ask here because
Yep.
students have been asking us how, seeing all this, how do they prepare themselves for these roles? Graphic design, motion graphics. In fact, I'll take a step before that. What does it mean to be a motion graphic person, or what do they do on the job, or what does a graphic designer do? If you could just help us with that, that would really help all the students.
Okay. Like I've already explained about graphic designer. Graphic designers, like they primarily they communicate through creativity. They use digital tools to communicate ideas. That can be designs, that can be through like publication, ebook, then videos. For videos, they use infographics even. So it's there in every like industry. IT needs graphic designing for UX UI designing. Then for the print medium, you need publication designer, layout designing, logo designing. Then for the apparel designing, then I've seen a company in Kerala, they do auto graphics design.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the automobile industry, and I've seen a youngster who who charges around 20,000 rupees for customizing a helmet. So he will do the design using graphic designing tools. He will do the designing, and then he'll customize the helmet. It charges around 20-22K. So that's so there are many industries. Then motion graphics is used in advertisement industry, movie industry. Every like film production company, when they do VFX, they have a separate unit for motion graphics. That's for storytelling. So motion graphics animation is gaining popularity. Then in the Middle East and abroad, all the digital or electronic signboards or billboards are all the content what you see are all done using motion graphics. Motion posters are getting trendy. Instead of these days, even a wedding invitation, instead of sending a static image, we can have 3 or 4 images together blended with the background music. We call it motion poster. They are in big demand. Then where else? Yeah, another area I would like to say the graphic designers and motion graphics artists are much required for explainer videos.
Mm-hmm.
Explainer videos are also gaining popularity. Like these days, when you buy an home appliance, you don't need to go through that small book with very small font and all. You get a YouTube link where you click on the YouTube link, you get a complete explanation of how to use the product that can be animated. It's not completely character animated. There's a process called motion graphics animation or simple puppet animation, and explainer videos are also in demand. So these youngsters, after completing the program, they have a range of like what do you say career options they can look at depending on what they really like. I've seen students who like logo designing might not enjoy doing explainer video. They like
Ah,
logo design.
great.
Someone who like yeah publication design, ebooks and all ebooks layout. That's known as publication design, and even the newspaper designs. These are all done by publication designers. So it depends on the student's interest also and their passion also. So when you get mentored, make sure like check with your mentor to guide you, understand your skills, and then align that with the industry requirement. You will be successful. So
Fantastic.
I've told. Yeah. There was one question which I wanted to answer. Somebody was saying how
Yes.
to create a portfolio. how to create a portfolio. Now, this
Yes.
is one tricky question. A lot of people ask me, creating a portfolio is very easy. So, but one thing a student need to understand is what is a portfolio? A lot of students feel portfolio is something which they need to create and compile and give it to the college for the sake of completing the program.
Mm.
Now, that is the wrong perception. First thing is, point one is portfolio should be a compilation of the best creative works you have done. It is not for say compiling at 15 works and submitting. So portfolio should be the compilation of the best creative works you have done. Then your portfolio should speak for your creative skills. If you do something, you shouldn't copy portfolio looking at others' skills. It need to reflect on what you can do the best. If you're very good at logo design, your portfolio should have give more weightage for logo design. If you like communication design or like brochures, pamphlets, and all, then flyers, then you can have more of those kind of designs or other kind of apparel design, autographics, automobile graphics, and all. So portfolio will be a compilation of the best work which can demonstrate your creative and technical proficiency in the field. So that's a simple way I can put it.
Thanks, Vinod. Very rightly put.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been asking, I'm a fresher, how do I get into job? I do not have a prior experience and so on and so forth. So let me tell you, there are a lot of tools and the portals, so-called like Adobe Behance, where you can create and upload your creative portfolios. The recruiters will look at your work and will reach out to you for hiring or to give you a freelancing jobs, right? So it is as important. There are multi, thousand graduates in India. Now, creativity will help you, your portfolio will help you stand out from the herd of the common people, right? So if you are not creative in terms of in portfolio making, if you're not putting your thought across, if it is not, easily identifying or catching the attention of the recruiters, very difficult to get your job. Even if you are a let's say a topper in the computer science, or you might know an astrophysics super good, but ISRO may not lend you a good job because you are not able to present yourself in a proper way, right? So that's where the creativity and the portfolio is important. Thanks, Vinod. Yeah, over
Yeah.
to you.
In fact, I'll just like to add here a little bit more. I'll take a two steps before of what you said. Before submitting the portfolio, you got to become, how would I say, you need to know the skills, you need to know the work, you need to know how to put it across. And the entire piece which is there is, I just wanted to put here saying that while all this we are talking about, even TCS iON is coming up with programs that are there in graphic design and motion graphics with tunes animation, in fact. So you want to learn more, you can go ahead and enroll for those programs that are there. There are details. We'll be starting that very soon. So anyone who's more interested in taking up, careers in these two fields can definitely motion graphic.
So meanwhile, Jyoti, can we also cover? We have a lot of questions from the audience.
Yes.
What courses they should follow? No, let us
Yeah.
cover some details of the TCS Ion course if Vinod can talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Vinod, over to you.
Yeah, the slide just come buffering. Yeah, about the programs we offer at Toons and TCS Ion, we jointly offer a graphic designing program. The highlights would be it's very industry relevant when it comes with in terms of the curriculum. Then the faculties are from the industry who have hands-on experience on working with many of these areas like publication design, motion graphic design, apparel design. Or they worked on those particular field. The course is offered by a leading production company, Toons Animation. We are into animation and graphics and motion graphics and VFX. So we know what the industry needs. So we have uh, given a strong thought process in designing the curriculum and giving the best assignments and the learning experience. Then assured internship opportunity. So any student who completes program from us will get a 1 month internship opportunity with us, and we will ensure that the student gets some live projects during this period and also mentored by people from the industry. Then Another thing is the learning experience you get from the digital platform offered by TCS iON. We have a fantastic, robust platform which carries all the data, whatever, all the entire learning materials are uploaded. So once you enroll for the program, you get a login where you can easily log in, access the content. You get very clear instructions on each assignment, how about the grading pattern, the grading criteria. Everything is given upfront. So before you approach or get into any assessment or any assignment, you have a fairly good understanding about what you're going to do. Then for each assignment, like as you all know, this is creative learning, and without inspiration, nothing works out. So all our assignments, we have a folder called Creative Inspiration, inspiration folder, where you get sample works for reference. So you can refer to those works and start working on your assignments, which makes we have made it very easy for the learner. Then another highlight is we will provide the complete access to Adobe Creative Suite for each learner throughout the learning period until he completes his internship. And we will also provide a placement assistance. That's about the program. And our mentors are highly experienced, and mentors are passionate about teaching creative skills. That's another highlight.
Fantastic.
Hope that's
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Vinod. I'm going to move to the next piece, which is there. But before that, I wanted to ask some of these questions. There's a question that has come from Shruti Srivastava. She's asking, I want to ask the panelists how to get the first job or client without prior experience. Like, what do clients or companies look for in a person's resume before they hire? What kind of projects that get hired for?
Yeah, I think reading it, the same question of Shruti, I answered and add on top of the Vinod that the portfolio and the work you do, the designs you do, I think I've not shown here, but then there are great examples in terms of how students get landed jobs in Zomato, in Cred, in a lot of these companies, just because of they created a meme or they created a 3D video and tagged them on Twitter or LinkedIn. Honestly speaking, they landed a job
Mhm.
by tagging them on Twitter or on LinkedIn on creative part. Okay. You
Yes.
need to stand out from the herd, you need to stand out from the crowd. If you are not there, if you fall into the other side of the category of a typical people who sends the black and white resumes and not using your creativity to stand out, I'm sorry, journey for you ahead is very, very tough.
Ah,
Right.
okay. So I have another question from Akshay Vishwakarma, who's asking, I'm an IT experienced guy, having 3 years of experience in dev and test automation, but I have an interest in design and automation, animation. How can I switch to the design journey? Can you please guide?
Okay. A lot of working professionals who have been creatively passionate and who wanted to do, but unfortunately they got drifted towards IT or other field. The graphic designing is something you can do as a part-time program. You
Okay.
don't need a full-time learning for that, because if you're really passionate about it, you can do it part-time, probably 1 or 2 hours per day for 3 days a week. You can do it online or even physical. That you can definitely pursue. 3 to 6 months would be a good time to learn and come up with a good portfolio, and then start hunting for job.
Great. I have another question which is coming from Yogesh Kumar. How to make a good portfolio? But I'll answer it by saying attend the session, enroll for the TCS and Tunes program, and that's where you'll get your answer. This was easy for me to answer, so I took that up. Uh, you know, uh, while we're talking about all these jobs and corporates and things like those, Prashant, I want to ask you another question. What about freelancing opportunities? How much scope is it for people who can get these kind of opportunities, and especially what are the key factors that you should consider before starting, like including cost, how to get clients and things like those?
Thank you. And I love these questions. My request is just put up the slide and I'll just say, now when I spoke about the Modi ji, he also
Uh-huh.
spoke about that India is going to be the creative capital of India or the content creation capital of of the
Of the
world.
world.
Okay. Now, there are a lot of content creators, and India today is generating the highest amount of content either on YouTube, either on Facebook, Instagram, apps like, though the TikTok is banned, but the similar apps like Josh and so on and so forth, right? And there is a good career for influencers, podcasters, product review guys, there are sports guys, and so on and so forth. Honestly speaking, one of the engineer, my friend's son, he just got into the sports podcasting, something like what Harsha Bhogle
All
does,
right.
right? Exciting career, and most of the gig workers, the Gen Z,
Mm-hmm.
particularly the creative people, and probably Vinod can add more value to this, is that creative people usually work without boundaries.
Uh-huh.
That means that they do not want a restriction to their thinking process and the knowledge and so on and so forth. And hence, they work more as a freelancer. We not just give an example saying that to design a poster, a director gives a contract to one of his friend, and for one poster he charges 75,000 to 1 lakh rupees. These are the freelancers in the movie industry, right? So the VFX designers and so on and so forth.
Correct.
So there is a huge demand of these freelancers. You can do even the UI UX designs, graphic designs, motion graphics. You can contribute to any industries, get connected to a lot of SMEs. You can also be on your own, explore the passion, what you like. But for that, this tools and tech is important. Even the doctors are becoming creative. Jyoti, I just told you, right, that there is a lot of there's a lot of competition in the medical industry as such, that now you see a lot of creative videos coming out from the doctors about what they do, about how they
Yes.
do the surgery, and so on and so forth. So if your relatives are a doctor, go to them and say, hey, I can make a good videos for you. I can do a good designing. And that is where you have to work. You just have to
Yes.
work. Just look outside the window. And from an scope of freelancing per se, yes, there is a high demand. Second, there is a global market. And third, there is a flexibility with the organization. There is a flexibility with the organization because they do not have to spend heavy money keeping them on board and then hire somebody and follow all the legal processes. If they need to do something fixed quickly, they rely on the freelancer.
Mm.
If they do not have the skill set in their organization, number one. Number two, as Vinod rightly said, that what are the key factors to consider? Skills and portfolio, most important. Second is cost. When I say cost, somebody was asking, saying that I do not have the high-end tools and the technology and so on and so forth. But you have to invest on a good machine and a genuine softwares like Adobe and so on and so forth. There is a huge danger which comes with the freewares. When I say freewares is freeware, you may end up violating the copyrights and the privacy policies. And even if you are starting your career in a corporate, or you are a freelancer, or you are starting up your own business as an entrepreneur, if you use the freeware, I'm again telling you, if you use the freeware to create your design and give a touch upon, your career can be destroyed overnight if somebody files a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Beware of the freewares. I have seen enough of example where there are lawsuits on the freshers worth of 5 crore, 10 crores. They are not able to fight the legal cases. Their careers are completely destroyed. These lawsuits are in Bangalore and a lot of other places in India. You just Google it, right? So ensure that when you use the ethical platform, when you use the platforms like Adobe, you get the complete copyrights, even whatever prompts you put it, and the image gets generated or the video gets generated becomes a copyright of a user. If you are using a genuine software, which you will get if you, let's say, be part of a Toons, probably you might get a whatever package, but we will be also be serving or using the genuine tools and the technology, though there are paid versions, but then you will have the copyrights, right? So your career won't be destroyed. Very clear. Networking, marketing, client management are equally important for the freelancers or the people who want to grow, because that is how you are going to expand your landscape. Yeah. Over to you, Jyoti, considering the time.
I
Thank you.
I I think again, for people who are looking at exploring their creative side, can look at freelancing as a great opportunity which is there. But something that I've heard throughout this discussion is creativity, creativity, creativity. But I want to ask you, Vinay, what can we discuss some of the roles of creativity versus technical? Because I see many people who are from the technical side also. How do, or rather, what is it that the industry is looking for, and how can a student balance these two?
These days, I would say with the current trend, creativity is not just creativity; it's techno creativity.
Mm,
It's
right.
it's connected. So we call it techno creativity. And creative skills, like a lot of people do use digital media for painting or designing and all. But when it comes to create something, some kind of application or any other any design or like an explainer video, like I said, it need to have a blend of creative and technology skills together. So even
True.
I've seen youngsters who are good at smart at doing. They play games. They're good at using digital gadgets and all. And even engineering graduates, they turn out to be good designers. They turn out to have good design skills. And civil engineering students, architecture students, they do well in the architecture designing. They use the design skill for design and for civil designs and all. So it is a blend of technology and creativity. I would say it is
Fantastic.
techno creative. That's how we rate.
Fantastic.
And when we select, because I get at least 100 portfolios on a daily basis, I evaluate for my company. And I've seen a lot of, we always prefer selecting, and I've seen good portfolios, but then still we pick someone who is techno creative. Because techno creative students will always they always have the aspiration to upgrade themselves to the next level.
Edge.
Whenever there's a new version coming, they quickly adapt and upgrade their skills. Whereas sheer creativity or people who are not techno savvy, they always have a fear. One version goes off. Do I need to go for a scaling?
Mm.
It's not like that. We ourselves need to move ahead, because
Update
the tools
ourselves.
are same, only add-ons coming. So techno-creative is the term I would say, and a lot of you I'm saying from that, lot I think 60% might be techno-creative
I think
because I
that's a
keep
very
addressing a lot of
beautifully
problems.
addressed.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And for all the students who are listening to us who say that I'm from the technical understanding, what has that to do with me? I think this particular, last slide sums it all for everyone that is there.
I
Uh,
just want
so,
to, I just want to add here,
please, please.
the
Yes,
people
Prashant.
out there, I'm a biotechnology guy.
Okay. I don't think so, but I take your word.
So there is no limitation in terms of what you can do. Just FYI.
Right. No, so of course, okay, that's a beautiful sum up of this entire thing. But I have some more questions. That's very pertinent questions that students are asking or audience is asking. Like Ganesh is asking a very relevant question. Is there any eligibility criteria to join the TCS course, Vinod?
It is 12th grade pass and above. That's what.
Okay. Any field?
Any field. Just need to be
Oh,
passionate and aligned to a creative skill. That's all. Any field.
fantastic.
We have
Fantastic.
doctors, we have lawyers, engineers, agriculture graduates, and all have joined for the program and
Yeah.
meditate.
Yeah. There's another question. Smita is asking, why is it important to learn? I mean, though we answered it, but still, why is it important to learn and get trained from on these skills from an expert in the field rather than picking it up from YouTube? I mean, why do we really need to enroll in a personalized program? No one's assessing us, right?
I agree. I will just
Yeah.
take,
Okay.
I do use both YouTube learning, in-person learning, and virtual live learning, or
Yeah.
three mode of learning, right? But then the YouTube learning is more of a monotonous. It's like a single way dialogues and so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we as a human being,
Right.
and what differentiates between AI and human or whatever you call it is that, you need to clarify your doubts. You need to understand whether you are going in the right direction or wrong direction. That only an expert can do, right? And that is the biggest thing, which you don't get on some of the freeware platforms or on the monotonous learning. They're great platform. It purely also depends in terms of how a specific thing is designed. Usually what happens is the good or a well-designed course online, though it is like in YouTube learning, similar to YouTube learning, are actually the paid ones and not the free
Mm.
ones, right?
Yeah.
free ones you get the free buffet, and the paid ones you get the full buffet. You know. So,
Ah,
but then usually the paid ones are always good because both the mentors or the teachers or the tutors are also serious about the candidates, right? In terms of tracking their progress, tracking their journey, and then giving that human touch so that they can guide you in the right direction. Otherwise, you will be like a flowless water, can create an havoc as well.
fantastic. Fantastic. I think you're right. It is like saying learning under an expert also gives me an understanding of where I am today, what changes I need to make, or what add-ons I need to take to move to the next level. Because creativity is moving every other instant makes you better at doing what you're doing, but only if you guide it properly. I get that absolutely. So I have,
Now,
we're running
I
out
would
of
like
this.
to add, I would like to add one more
Yes,
point.
please.
What I have seen over these years is self-taught students. Now, in the creative industry, recruitment happens like most of these people are selected as trainees. So
Mhm.
trainees means for 3 to 6 months they will have to work as and like under some creative mentor or a senior guy, and then slowly prove themselves and then move to actual production. So
Yes.
self-taught people take longer time to get a shift to the means actual freelance. I mean senior role, whereas someone who gets mentored properly, they quickly adapt with the production flow and they get elevated to the next level.
Ah,
That's
okay.
one issue
Makes
I've seen.
sense.
Self-taught students, they because they self when you learn when it's self-taught, you always lack the timely delivery part, the timeline required for each work. These things are not taught when you work when you learn online.
Yeah. But
When
when
you
you
get
get a
mentored,
project,
like
that is important.
yeah, a project-based approach. What how much time you need to allocate for create design thinking, how much time for ideation, and what is the time required for the client feedback and how to. So these are things which you learn from a mentor. And adding on our program, though it's online, it's synchronous, where a mentor it's a live lecture. The mentor will teach you. There, we don't have any recorded videos. After the lecture, the day's lecture will be uploaded to the portal. You can access that within 12 hours time and revisit and relearn. That's it. Thank
Fantastic.
you.
Fantastic. Very well said. So we have a last question because of the paucity of time. Yogesh Kumar is asking, can you suggest some platform for learning these courses and some software? I'll answer this. Join the TCS iON platform. The course is there, which will
Very
help
simple.
you both with the software as well as the course that's there. With this gets me to the end. But special thanks to both the panelists for joining us, for giving your time and giving us such a beautiful, picture and perspective of what this particular industry brings to all the freshers and the education and the government space that is there. So thank you, everyone. A special thank you for all the audience who joined in today, posting all the questions. I think it was a very smart audience today, so it's always good to speak to all of you. Like I said, this is a Jobinar. It's a series that we do every month, twice in a month on the second and the fourth Thursday. So we look forward to all of you joining in for the next Jobinar. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Vinod. Thank you, Prashant, for joining in today.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you, Mudita, and thank you,
Everyone,
the
take
team.
bye.
Thank you.